Hi, this is Barbados Yugioh. We're here with another deck profile post ban list April 1st. We went to plat 5 to plat 4 with Orcust. We honestly we had a lot of high rolls. Me go first moment, so I guess we was able to capitalize minus a few games that should have been one that was abandoned. But this is the deck profile. Right now in the meta, I guess KNIVS should be the best deck right now. Draco Tales, I've seen it. Barbados is going to have a layer of reduction, and which was our hardest matchup. Because for mana into Alter Land, spin back E2 Orcust pieces from graveyard, this will be just game ending. It's very hard for Orcust to survive beyond that. And they got back, and the Millennium Angel was back in full force. So I guess that is another thing we can look into trying to play, but I still like the Orcus Fiendsmith because of the bridges. But right now we are playing one Lori double draw. Cards at 2 with max, which is at 1. Triple Ash. You have to play these 6 cards is a standard in almost every deck now. Especially those decks that need it to counter the maxi light cards. Then got Orcust Symbol Skeleton. 2, 3 Hot Power. 3 Knight Gristle. 1 Patrulia, 3 Wallows, 1 Lacrima, 1 War Legacy Crown, 2 Engravers, 1 Orcust Nightmare, 1 War Legacy War 1 Nib, 1 Foolish Barrels of Goods, 1 Orchestrated Return. I playing this as a tech choice because there's times what happens is that you will open like the Knight and you don't have another discard you want to, and you don't need to go into the Fiendsmith, that you just go that dump the Crescendo, and then Crescendo banish search horror, going to link one discard horror and do your combo there with one of the machines. But by doing so, you will be able to then search with the steal spell, which means that the set of a thing will be this, which you can then use for the extra bodies to draw to give yourself more hand traps. In theory, a combo comes up, but not as much as I want, because more times than not, I would always try to get into the Fiendsmith line. But the card is nice when it does comes up. I'm playing double talents. I believe I should be playing this at 3 at this point. Fiendsmith 1, Fiendsmith track 1, Babel 1, call 1, cross. So designator, triple imperms, double red reboot, which I think I'll be taking this out, and 1 crescendo. The extra deck is 1 Lacrima, 1 with King Caesar, 1 with High King Caesar, 1 Dangerous to the Arcus of the Evening Star, 1 Nightmare Mermaid, 1 Fiendsmith Requiem, 1 Galatea Eye, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, double Galatea, the link to it, just yeah. IPSP Moon, 1 sequence, and the Longursu and the Ingursu. That list looks I don't know. I will not say it's clean because there are some randoms. I was playing Red Reboot because I was worried about the VS matchup with the trap, which is a bloat against the deck, as well as primarily Dragon Tail. But more that I looked at it, the more I feel I could cut it. I would love to play Impulse, but I'm already playing Ethan Smith, so I can't play Impulse. I guess I could probably put Perulia, but there's probably the deck is I have a lot of bad Macharmies and Maxi matchups. That's why we had a max out on the counters, which is double draw, 1, call 1, cross out. And even with that, it still feels lackluster. That's why we are playing the talents, that the bare minimum we can stop. But it come up, it was okay in 1 or 2 matchups, but I don't know. I will play it at 3, but sometimes seeing 2 of them at once and your opponent don't activate anything just feels so bad. But the reason that we played Orcust Fiendsmith is because of these 2 cards, which I was talking about in my ban list video. Moon of the Closed Heaven and Nightmare Mermaid. Bridges. Having a bridge, having an engine that you 2 bridges that can let you go into either engines. So the Nightmare gets you into Orcust, the Moon gets you into Fiendsmith, and both of them can get into one another, which is crazy. Which means that no matter how you start, no matter what piece you start with, no matter what engine piece you may have started with your openers, which is really in this scenario here, Skelly and a discard, or and a discard, Ingresu, Lacrima by itself, Engravers, all of these are starters that gets you to their full combo. And that all of these gets you to your full combo. And that is where the craziness comes in, because you could keep because the line of you could, when you get to your second, third summon, which is usually be the link 1 if you're starting with Ding, or if it's your second summon, it's probably going to be with Par. When you search, when you get to the point where you're not locked and you can divert into the Moon, it feels so strong, because what happens is that you tell your opponent that you're going for with King Caesar, and you can still go with Nightmare Mermaid to get an additional the Nightmare Orcust into the graveyard to get even further extension. So and the thing is that, as we was talking about, that how powerful a summon Cutsy is, that how much interactions you need, Gresu have the same problem. By itself, that card is for combo in perm or not. So that feels good. It feels like it feels like a deck that I believe will be getting into the meta. But the problem is a high roll deck. You need to roll the dice first to see proper results, because although I have a lot of hand traps and I think I can make it better by taking out the rare reboot, it's still at the end of the day a primarily go first combo deck. But this is my deck list for that claim for Plat 5, Plat 4. And if you believe that there's something that can be added, or anything that can make the deck better, because this is a new format, new variables, I'm not so good with all the decks right now, and since I would need some help to fine tune these, if you believe you see something that can help it, leave it in the comment section below, and I will definitely read and adjust in our next stream. And sorry for the short and probably lackluster of the stream, but the goal is that we're going to try to go 1 rank up every single stream. This way we are not going, so that we don't because lack of content, which was one of probably the bigger problems we had. So sorry about explaining any deck profile, but Barbados will be a lead. Signing out. Bye. And thanks everybody in the chat who was able to